automation, automated triggers is what you're going to get over here. So that's a kind of benefit which you get over here. A typical CI/CD pipeline, just like you are getting triggered from the Jenkins or the other tools there. The same thing we will be able to get on that particular possibility. Right. So these are the different possibilities or the different options which is available, using which we will be able to see like how an end-to-end CI/CD pipelines we can go and we can develop, and it's a part of the setup there. So with the help of CodePipeline, we are doing the pipeline setup. CodeCommit is going to store your code. CodeBuild is going to trigger the build automation, and then the code deployment here. You can see the workflow here, right? So if you wanted to work with a CodeCommit, so just like a typical Git, so you are like doing the development over here. That's what you are trying to do. You're trying to perform so that accordingly you will be able to get that particular output here. So this is like a kind of a way out how the CodeCommit is working there. This is the architecture of the code build. You have the source. I think this is something which I have shown you also, like the setup itself I have done. So you would be able to get more clarity there. So when you are like having the code built there, so it will like check out the source code. It will run the build automations. You also have a code artifact service where you can go and you can upload the artifact so that it can be stored and preserved forever. But it's a full automation. You don't have to necessarily go and do even a small setup over here. Everything is going to be fully automated, and that's the biggest benefit which we get with the help of this particular tool here. So again, CodeCommit is going to like work as a kind of like a version control system. CodeBuild is going to help you to perform the build automation. Code artifact is something which gets integrated with the code build so that you can have one or multiple repositories where you can go and you can upload your artifacts. So artifacts is like something which you can store. So if your build process is done, if you are comfortable with the builds and you feel like, okay, the build activity is done there, then after that, definitely what you can do is that you can go and you can store your artifacts into the code artifacts kind of service over here, and you will be able to get that particular output. And of course, we have the CodeDeploy. So CodeDeploy can help you to deploy to Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda functions, S3 buckets, EC2 virtual machines, the EC2 virtual machines in the auto scaling, EC2 virtual machines on the on-premises. So different resources, both AWS cloud and non-cloud resources, we can go and we can manage or deploy with the help of the code deploy service there. So that's the biggest benefit which we are getting when it comes to this service there. And CodePipeline, I showed you that just it's just a kind of a summarization service where you combined both the you combine CodeCommit, build, deploy, all these different services together so that you will be able to get an end-to-end automation over here in this one. So that's what a kind of a mechanism which we have to follow and we have to conduct there. All right. So these are some of those services like which is really helping you guys to perform the end-to-end automations. CodePipeline, source as code commit, build as code build, test. Of course, with the code build, you can do the test automation also. You have the like a staging, like a deployment, staging and deploy production environment. So these deployments are also there. So using the code deploy, you can go and you can perform the deployment to one or multiple environments here. So that's the way that how the code pipeline is working, and we will be able to get that particular output here. Right. So this is again kind of a benefits which we are getting from the code pipeline. So that's a kind of service available there. Right. So these are pretty much some of the cloud services which is available, which is helping you to provide an end-to-end automation. Now, do you need any technical understanding over here? No, even if you are working as a DevOps engineer, you just have to interact with the developers to understand that how the builds should be triggered there. It's your GUI, the GUI of the AWS itself is so easy that it can go ahead and drive you that how these different steps are going to work, and you will be able to get that particular output. Again, the thing is that if I talk about the Azure or Google Cloud, there also the similar options are available, and there also we can go and we can have the similar pipeline setups, and you would be able to get the same options available there. So these are all like different options and the flexibilities which we are getting, so that accordingly we will be able to get that particular output or the processings available there. So that's definitely what we wanted to perform, and we wanted to go ahead here. Right now. So uh, pretty much this is what we have the AWS DevOps. We have a detailed course of the DevOps in which all the services, because it's not possible to have a demo of all the services at once. But yes, all these services we are covering in depth, and we are checking up, or we are going for the different programming languages. For example, Java is there, .NET is there, how the Maven builds, the Android builds, or Node.js builds, because when you have a different programming languages, that's where you will be able to get a little bit more understandings. You will be able to get a more flexibilities that how these automations are really going to work, and we will be able to get that particular output here. So that's kind of mechanics which we will be able to get over here in this case. All right. So I guess it's a good time that we can take up some doubts and questions there. So how to unmute you guys?
Yeah, I am doing that. I'm doing that, Anuj.
Okay.
So I have allowed mic for everybody. So you guys can unmute yourself and ask the questions and the doubts, whichever you are having.
Sumanta, I got your question. See, for Android project, right? There is no deployment as such, because for Android project, what would be the deployment? Yes, you can actually go and upload to the particular, to the specific uh, Apple, Android store. Definitely, you can do that, and from there it will be deployed to a different environments, to a different particular mobile phones there. But there is no specific location where it actually gets deployed there. So that's not something which is going to work. So Android build is there using the particular build tools. You can go and you can prepare the APK files, the Android artifacts. Gradle tool, definitely we can go and we can trigger, and definitely you will be able to get that particular output there. So that's definitely a kind of a possibility which we will be able to get here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And we have got from Das Devi that for an automation engineer, see, you can see yourself itself that did I performed any kind of a typical Linux command, or did I performed any kind of any kind of technical understanding? No, I just went through some couple of options, and those options are like something which we are covering as part of the course. And once you are done with those, you will be able to know like how the builds are happening and how we are working on that part. So that's a kind of a mechanism which we will be like following, and we are handling those options available here.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, so this is Vikram here. Can you hear me?
Bharat, I understand your question. But like I told you that when we talk about the AWS DevOps, right, you don't need AWS understanding. That's what I'm trying to focus on that, because you're not creating any virtual machines, you're not creating any network, nothing you are creating. You're just selecting some couple of options. You just have a basic understanding of a software development. You will be able to understand these services. And if you wanted to get along with the other AWS services, that's a very good option. You should be doing that. But if you want these services, or if you want to have a hold of these services, you can just go ahead and just have that particular like these concepts you can learn individually also without any other concepts if you don't aware of that particular stuff there.
This is Vikram this side. So can you hear me?
Your voice is
Hello.
low, but yes, I can hear you. Your voice is a little bit low, but yeah.
Oh, is it fine now?
Yeah, great, great,
Okay.
great.
Oh, nice. So I had one small doubt. Like now this code artifactory is the recent service which has been added in the AWS, right? Because of earlier it was not there when I was using it. So what actually
It
does it?
depends when you're using it. From last 1 or 2 years, I'm actually teaching it. So I
Okay,
think
okay.
before that only you might have seen that.
Yeah,
But
because of
yes.
like I have been used this pipeline in 3 years back, so that's it.
Okay,
But
okay,
this
yeah.
code artifact is actually so it's there is no dependency on that particular type of artifact which we are going to store, right? Because of we
No, no,
have
it's very
similar.
generic. It's very
Okay.
generic. I have used I have also started using like recently only before the code artifact. In fact, I was storing it up into the S3 bucket because that is
Yeah.
also secure. Because
Yes, yes, indeed.
it's code artifact is just a front end for you, but in the back end it's a S3 bucket only. Because
Yes, yes,
AWS
indeed.
for all the
But
storages and
we
all,
cannot, yeah,
yeah,
we cannot see the backend what is
yes,
being used for this, right? So anyway, that
yes,
was the main
yes,
thing.
yes.
And also because of like easier, it was like for the Dockerized application, but is artifact is similar kind of some hub, right? For where we can just store for
Yes,
any type
just
of
like you have
artifact.
a ECR to store the Docker
Nexus.
images, it's going
Yeah.
to be your artifact.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it. And also, if you could have like just show us like the deployment strategy, like if we are deploying by using the code pipeline,
Deployment
that would
actually
have
takes a
helped
lot of
us. Yeah.
setup. So
No, at least
deployment
like
is
a
like,
small application where we can just deploy into the one EC2 instance. That would be like nice, right? So
yeah,
because
yeah,
we are just in the middle of like somewhere, like we are just writing that pipeline, but it is nothing, right? Because if it has to deploy somewhere, so then only it would be like complete meaningful. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, it's nice. Yeah.
yeah. But again,
Thank you.
actually, this whole setup requires 1 or 2 hours, and we had a very limited time there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we are covering that aspect because we are covering one aspect which can be covered like end to end, so that you can have a
Yeah, but
end to end.
still we can use the S3, right? Small grade application for to just deploy that application in the HTML,
Yeah,
right?
I can show
Yes,
that now
yes.
also,
No
but
problem. Yeah. So that's my general thing because I was aware like I was been working for the production environment. So because of like I didn't hear that type of queries in the chat, so that's where I was just asking. No
okay,
problem.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Thank
I'm
you.
not sure how much, because S3 bucket no one
Yeah.
deploys, so
No, because
it
of
would be
small
that.
grade application, you can just play in the HTML grade, right? So that's no problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was nice session. Thanks for that.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else having any kind of a doubt or question, guys? Please go ahead with that.
I have one more thing. So if
Yeah.
anyone doesn't have anything, because of now I could see like you guys are planning for this DevOps as part of your university, DevOps University. Like we can just claim the certificate also. Like, is there any process where we just have to follow? Like because of I have some Linux Academy thing. So similar like this DevOps University which you have mentioned initially before session gets started,
So
right?
after
So
the
how do we?
training, actually, there is
Hmm.
a couple of tests which will be like given to you. And after that,
Okay.
a certificate from DevOps University will be provided to you. So you have
Oh,
to
okay.
submit the projects and you have to, like submit the tests, like a
Mm-hmm.
multiple choice questions, like a typical test, and then you will be able to get that.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So it's a, is there any validity period for that application, that certification, or how it would be?
See, these kind of certifications does not come to the validity. If you are doing it from
Uh-huh.
AWS or directly or something like that,
Yeah,
they comes with
yeah.
1 or 2 years of validity there.
Okay, this is just a in-house kind of certifications, right?
Yeah. Because they
Oh,
wanted to, you to not stuck
mm-hmm.
for one time, but
Ah, okay,
multiple
okay,
times.
okay.
Yeah,
Understood,
because
understood.
yeah, that's the reason.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Yes, these recording of the sessions will be provided to you guys, and that will be like handed over to you guys so that you guys can actually go through the recordings once again if you wish, like you wanted to do there.
I have one question. I have posted my question in chat.
The voice is a little bit low. Can you please increase like pitch of the
Am
voice?
I audible?
Yeah.
So in AWS CodeCommit, we have options like a GitLab? In GitLab, we have capability to create group and create multiple project under a group. Similar to that, do we have option here?
In CodeCommit,
Yes.
you don't have that options. Just like in GitLabs and GitHubs, you can create the projects, right? And then you can have the repos there. But here, the only thing which you can create is the repository. So it's working on the repo based, not on the groups or projects or any kind of
Oh, it's
sub
not like
projects.
we cannot keep our source code here.
No, we can keep our
It
source
is
codes.
it is just like a building a pipeline and build your code and deploy it to the
Which service you're talking
virtual
about?
machine.
Code commit or code build?
Code code build and code commit both.
See, code commit, some live projects are running there. It's not like it's not there. I have supported so many projects, like there are some projects for in which Samsung, like Apple, big organizations are having their repositories on the code commit itself. They're not using GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket, those things. They are storing, like they are using the code commit for creating the repos, and in those repos itself, they are like doing the development activities. So they are using these services live for the development activities. Once the code is checked in into the code commit, they are like using the code build for triggering the builds and those kind of automation.
Okay, so in short, we can keep our source code there in
Yeah,
Azure.
definitely. Code commit service itself is for performing the development. Like you can have your own like complete Git repository. Whatever the activities you can do with a typical Git repo, the same you can do with the code commit also.
Okay, so using AWS CLI, we can perform all the commands for
You don't need
pushing the
AWS
code.
CLI. You can use the Git command itself to do that stuff. Just like Git clone, there will be a URL. You can
Is it?
perform Git add, Git commit, all that same stuff.
Okay. Before that, we need to establish connection, right? There should be some process where
Uh, No,
we need to.
you can just it actually helps you the code commit in the code commit service itself. You can navigate and you can generate a username password. So that username password you can use. If you are familiar with the SSH based
Yes,
code
yeah.
commit connection, you can
Mm-hmm.
do that also. But a
Okay.
username password is something which will be provided to you, so you can connect using that.
Thank you. So we can doc build a Docker image also here, right? If we
Docker image,
write a Docker file,
everything, whatever the type of build automations you want, you will be able to conduct there. So there is no limitations.
Thank you.
Yes, the recordings will be shared with you guys. Over the email. The recordings will be sent out there. So don't worry about that stuff. We will definitely provide them. So guys, we keep on conducting these kind of small sessions so that we guys, we can, have some particular awareness about these different topics. And of course, we cover these topics in our typical courses and our particular trainings there.
So do you provide that AWS end-to-end training? End-to-end means
We definitely have
serverless.
AWS full trainings also. We have these AWS DevOps, because these AWS DevOps is a specified training for only these services, code commit, build, deploy, and all, which
I'm
is
not looking for
usually
DevOps. I'm looking for app
the
development,
typical.
cloud native app development, like
Yes, so different levels of
using
AWS services development, right? That
serverless,
yeah,
Lambda.
Lambdas, Elastic Beanstalk, or
Yeah,
like a EKS or these kind of services. So using which you can handle different development activities there.
I'm looking for such training. So
Sure, no problem. You can just share your requests and it's fine. Different
all right.
You
trainings.
can drop your email ID to us. Our team will contact you and give you the details. Please
Yeah,
share your
because
email ID over the yeah.
we
You can
keep on
share your
conducting
email ID over the personal chat. Yeah.
different trainings we conduct, so nothing to worry about that. Just share your requirements and accordingly we'll do there. So we are doing multiple levels of AWS, like a SysOps, DevOps, AWS DevOps is something which is being done by the developers. The
But
solution
I
architect is
need more
available there.
hands-on. Yeah, I need more hands-on. Theoretical, I
These
can go
topics
over the content, but
these topics, right? AWS, Azure, DevOps, all these topics are practical hands-on only, because you can talk about theory for 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. After that, you don't even have the theory at all. So you have a pure, practical only, these topics are there. So they are very practical oriented topics. So we keep a ratio of 70 to 30% of ratio. 70% practical hands-on and 30% the a theoretical concept, and 70% practical.
Any other questions, guys? So thank you, Anuj. Thank you for the wonderful session, and thank you all of you for attending this session. We have shared with you the discount link over the chat window, which I'm again sharing with you guys. And those who wants to enroll for the course can click on that link and avail the 10% discount offer, which is available only for today. So guys, if you want to avail this offer, you can click on the link and avail that offer. Also, guys, as Anuj told you earlier, that we keep on conducting such webinars. You guys can follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook to get the latest updates on which webinars are coming up next month. So you'll get the latest update after following our page on LinkedIn and Facebook. So thank you for attending the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
The link has been shared with you guys.
It's shared on our emails, or I need to provide an email.
Yeah, you can provide your email ID.
Okay. I think because I joined with my web, not the app, it doesn't allow me to type out the email address. Can I maybe call it out?
Not a problem. I have shared the link over the chat window. You can click on that link.
I don't think I can access the chat. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
My email address is ng.
Just a moment. Yeah. Tell me.
nt.
N as in Nancy.
Yes, N for Nancy, G for goat,
Okay.
W for Wendy,
W. OND.
A for an apple,
Okay.
N,
N.
yes, E,
E.
yes, J for for
J.
jogging, yes, J, EANETTE, Jeanette,
EANETT.
double TE, yes, 3 at gmail.com.
3 at gmail.com. Okay. Fine.
Okay,
Fine. Thank you.
thank you.